This is a quick tip video as to how we can tune the cello, and I got a lot of questions, especially during the pandemic. Hopefully we'll update this once everything is done and you'll actually see my face smiling underneath this mask. But here's the gist of it. So first of all, if your cello is really out of tune, you want to make sure your end pin is not out. So therefore, you know, it's like this, okay? Just have it on the ground because you get more leverage for these pegs if they're not, if you don't have to like twist your arm like this. So make sure, again, the end pin is not out, all right? So the next thing we wanted to do is make sure that your bridge is somewhat parallel, so you can see it's, you know, like 90 degrees against the surface. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit crooked, that's fine. But as long as it's not like tilted all the way here or there, you're good. All right, the next thing we want to make sure is, now let's say right now the cello is out of tune. So if it's a little bit out of tune, we can use these fine tuners. You can see them. But if it's a lot out of tune like this, you want to use the pegs, okay? So a lot of students said that it's really hard to turn the pegs, which is true. You just it takes a little bit of practice. But my tips is always, if it's sliding a lot, find some chalk, like any household chalk, like driveway chalk or whatever, and then run it against this little rim of the peg. So try to like mush the chalk in there to get it more friction, because sometimes it's loose because the weather is cold and the wood contracts. And you want to make sure that if there's enough friction in there, that it's going to be easier for it to stick. Okay, that's the first step. Second step, you want it to turn however you're comfortable holding the peg itself. You know, I like to use either with my thumb and my index finger like this, or with my whole fist, depending on everybody's different. Put your left hand here or in the neck, so you have a firm grip so the cello is not going to fall. And then turn very slowly. Now, as you turn, you want to make sure you're also shoving the peg in as you're turning. So you can hear it already went up. So as I'm turning, again, I'm shoving it in, holding it steady, and turn very slowly. One of the things that I noticed for a lot of students when they have trouble holding it, it's because they're turning too fast. And so the friction is not staying, right? So you want to make sure you're turning like microscopically, just little bit by little bit, and get there. I'm gonna do A string so you'll hear it. So again, depending on how you hold the cello, like I flip the cello around as I turn the A string because my right hand is my dominant hand. And you can see, even like for experienced player like me, it takes some doing. It's not supposed to be easy, because that's how you know actually would stay. Now, once you get it mostly in tune, you can get your end pin back out. And then tune with these fine tuners down here. Now, if you tighten it, so meaning turn it to your right as I'm staring at it, it would go sharper. If you loosen it, meaning turning to the left as I'm staring at it, it would get flatter, okay? So you wanted to make sure that if it's a little bit, you know, out of tune, then you can use these fine tuners. And I always recommend having a tuner on your stand. You can download these on your phone these days, really easy. There's no one that's great, you know, all of them are equally somewhat good, somewhat reliable. But you know, that should give you a ballpark as to how to tune this. So I hope this has been helpful, and feel free to email if there's any other questions, and we'll see you real soon.